This is Christopher Lewis, and I'm going to be doing another fragrance review on behalf of my first one because I felt like it wasn't all that good. I didn't put that much effort in it and excitement in it, but I'm going to definitely try better this time. And this go around, I'm actually, instead of reviewing just one fragrance, I'm going to review all the fragrances that I have in my collection right now. Okay? And I'm actually going to get some information like my ratings on it and the projection, the longevity, and the compliment factor. Now, I'm going to start off with my first one. It's actually a gift set, and it was actually worth a good price than just getting the bottle itself. And that's Invictus by Paco Rabanne. Now, this is a gift set. You get the fragrance, you get the aftershave balm, and you get the deodorant. Now, let me just show you the bottle right here. Bottle, very unique bottle. Man, see, I'm like a little kid. I get infatuated with little shiny utensils and toys and stuff, and I consider this to be the most unique bottle besides 1 million. And I would consider this a winter fragrance. It's definitely stronger in the winter than in the summer because I've actually worn this in the high heat and the smell dissipates faster. You see the juice right there is purple. The top note in this is grapefruit, which I actually do get a lot of. And in the dry down, I'm just only going to tell you the truth of what I really actually smell. In the dry down, I actually get a woodsy note that I smell in here. I thought it was sandalwood, but it wasn't when I looked it up. Like, if you want to know all the notes about your fragrances, you can check on basenotes.net and it'll tell you. But it was actually garlic wood. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to do some research on it. But this is very good projection. 1, 2, 3. You're good. No more. I would definitely Actually, a lot of fragrances are like this. You spray them on, and I'm just talking about people like me who sweat a lot. A lot of fragrances have ionic liquids in them, and when you sweat, it actually brings the scent of the fragrance out more, rather than it weaken down whenever moisture comes in contact with it. Okay? Now, let me talk about my next fragrance, and that is Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Now, this is an older parfum, so this is practically the only older parfum fragrance I have in my collection. It lasts a good, I say, maybe 8 hours. I actually sprayed this on the first time when my aunt gave it to me as a gift, and I sprayed it on my arm right here. But some actually rubbed off on my shirt even though it already dried down. And I was smelling it the next day. I didn't know what that smell was. And then I smelled it and I was like, oh, that's Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Right? So I do get a little bit of patchouli and yeah, definitely vanilla, but I don't get anything else. Because I haven't really looked up the notes on this one yet, but to me it smells like chocolate, roses. It has a floral note in it and maybe some spices. But that's practically all I get out of this. The compliment factor, not a lot of young people appreciate this. Trust me, I went to my school and a lot of girls smelled it and they said it smells like an old man. See, a lot of people don't want to wear this. They say they don't want to wear this, but I really don't see why you should not wear this. This is good. A unisex fragrance, it can go both ways, but it's mainly towards the masculine side than it is to the feminine side. But this really is a good fragrance. But it really attracts older women. Like I asked the woman in the front office of my apartments how she liked it. She smelled it. And she was like, wow, that actually smells good. She said the D word. I don't curse. I can't say that word. But she was like, if I was maybe 10 years older or 5 years older, she would date me. So if you want to attract older women, Definitely wear this. I don't know what to consider this, a fall fragrance or a winter fragrance. I'm not sure. You can tell me in the comments below. Okay. Now this one I'm very sure of. I'm gonna show you my Gucci Guilty Intense. You see that? Now this is definitely a winter fragrance. No doubt about it at all. This is definitely a winter fragrance. I've worn it in the winter, and it actually lasts longer in the winter than it does in the high heat. And you get some pepper in it, just like you do in the Gucci Guilty Black. A little gourmandish, not too much. Just the pepper is the only thing that's food based in here. But other than that, I get is very little sweetness, but not a lot of people like it. Once again, someone said this smells like an old man, and you just can't win with everybody. A lot of women told me this smells like an old man, but at the end of the day, it's about what you like. Who cares what anyone else thinks? Okay? So my next fragrance, I already showed you this one. I'm going to show it again. It's Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Intense. Once again, my favorite fragrance. Nothing has beat it yet. I'll let you know when something does. And I would consider this a winter fragrance, definitely. It lasts a lot longer and it projects a lot better in the winter than it does in the summer in the high heat. And this actually doesn't have a lot of ionic liquids in it, which actually brings your fragrance out more, brings the scent out stronger when you sweat. So when you sweat, this is going to wear off. And that's what I really don't like about it. But I'm finding a couple of more problems as I wear it more and as I experience it more. I still don't like the atomizer on this thing. It's too much for me. Overall, this is a good fragrance. Like I said, I don't get patchouli that much in this. I definitely get sandalwood in this. The sandalwood has that minty note in it. Once again, this is another gourmand fragrance. Like I told you, gourmand is food-based fragrances. I'm pretty sure a lot of fragrance fanatics and fragrance experts know that already. Okay, moving on. Okay, my next fragrance is Dolce Gabbana, the one sport version. Now this is a very, very safe scent. You can spray this as many times as you want and you won't kill anybody. This is a sad thing about it. It's a close to the skin fragrance. Like, you have to get within somebody's personal space to really get a good whiff of it. But this, I definitely consider this for the gym, because sometimes you come from the gym, you don't want too much of an offensive BO body odor, and maybe this will mask it a little bit, not too much, because it is a very light scent. It's a little citrus based, and to me, I get an aqua note in it, maybe a little bit of a fruity nuance, but just cherry. I'm not sure. I'm going to check on basenotes.net, but I definitely smell something like cherry in here. I don't know what it is, but I would consider this a scent to wear to the gym. This is very safe, very light, very gentle. Okay, now moving on to my next fragrance, and this one right here, actually the next couple of them I got, they're so mainstream. Everyone has them and everybody knows them, and knows them, and everyone knows the scent of them as well. And the next one is Polo Red by Ralph Lauren. Now with this one, it's very fruity and it's strong, and it also has, I don't know if people paid attention, it has like a little bit of a coffee and tonka bean note in it. I smell lemon, and I love fragrances with lemon in it. That's why hopefully when I get enough money, I'm gonna get Dior Homme. I believe it's Dior Homme cologne. It has the lemon citrus base in it. And I'm also gonna get Hermes. Yes, I love citrus based fragrances as well. This is another gourmand fragrance, and the longevity on this one, it's a good 6 hours max to me, because that's how long it lasts on my skin. But This will get you compliments, but I guarantee you a lot of people know this fragrance upon smelling it. Okay, now, once again, I don't know whether to consider this a winter, fall, or summer fragrance. I'm not really sure. I consider it a fall fragrance. I'm really not sure. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But moving on to the next one. This is definitely a mainstream fragrance and everyone has it. And that is Versace Porous. Now this, I believe should be my second favorite fragrance. It has a fresh, clean smell to it. Just like I like a lot of fragrances like that. And that's why this is my second fragrance, because I like fresh, clean, out of the shower smelling fragrances. And this smells a lot like soap or a certain type of body wash that you would put on in the shower. And this actually has, I'm reading the ingredients off the box, not the notes, but this has limonene in it. This has a little bit of blue, a little bit of violet too. And sadly, this has alcohol denotes. This has, I would consider this, this one has me here. I don't know really what to call it, a winter fragrance, I believe. I really don't know. I would definitely consider this maybe a winter fragrance. Okay. Ooh, moving on. That one was a little tricky. Okay. My next one is this is not the flanker, but this is the first one that was created before the other flankers. And that's 1 Million by Paco Rabanne. Now this one is very strong, very spicy, and women actually notice this more than they do 1 Million Intense. Because this one, you actually get a stronger bubblegum smell out of this. And the compliment factor is actually through the roof. You don't have to even ask anyone how they think about it, because they'll let you know. Like, I wore this to school along with Dior Sauvage that I sprayed on later because it's wore off at about lunchtime at school. But I sprayed this on. I walked in the classroom, and as soon as I walked in the classroom, it was a girl standing right next to the door right here. When I walked in, she was like, "Oh, something smells so good. What is that? It smells like 1 Million." I was like, uh-oh. So yes, 1 Million. It's another mainstream fragrance, another fragrance that everyone has. And yes, it's a designer fragrance. If you have other fragrances, like my dad has Usher, that's a celebrity fragrance. And then you have niche fragrances, which I actually have samples of. I don't have any niche fragrances yet. But when I get the money, I'm going to get some like Parfums de Marly Pegasus. Oh, I love that one out of all of them. That one is the best. And I've actually gotten compliments off of that one, but not too many people like it. In my school, I have a lot of girls who are superficial to fragrances. They like only certain ones. So when I was wearing that one, they was like, "Ooh, what is that? It smells like old stinky vanilla." And I was like still in my mind, I really just don't care what anyone thinks. I like what I like, and I guarantee you somebody will like it before they do. Yeah. Niche fragrances, you won't really find them unless you go to a high quality store like Nordstrom's or Macy's or any other fragrance store, because they're not advertised. They're from other countries like maybe India or Germany, and they don't really need much introduction. But they are very expensive. They have a lot more oils in them, and they last a lot longer. And I say niche is more like a niche. You know, when you find your niche in something you love, like your talent, something that suits you. To me, that's what a niche fragrance is like. when you come up and find a certain fragrance, a niche fragrance that fits you, that's your niche, your niche. And that's what my niche is. Parfums de Marly Pegasus. That's my niche. That suits me. Okay, now I'm gonna go on to the next one. And this one is actually a sample is Dior Sauvage by Christian Dior. And I don't really need to spray this because I sprayed this so many times. And the compliment factor on this is amazing. That's why when I guess not too soon, I'm probably going to do a review on this one because I already have enough money to purchase it already. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. But in the dry down, actually smells a little powdery, just a little bit powdery and fruity. It doesn't smell that close to Creed Invictus, just a tiny bit close. Because I smelled Creed Invictus before, and Creed Invictus has a sweet and sour, tarty-like nuance and note to it. And in the dry down, it actually has a fresh and very light, sweet and tarty smell to it. But this one, this is actually a winter fragrance, if I'm not wrong. This is definitely a winter fragrance. It doesn't last that long, like 4 to 6 hours, but the projection is very good. It is a very strong fragrance. And people can smell you from 3 or 5 rows down. And I've actually gotten compliments on them, but they weren't directly towards me because no one knew that I was wearing Dior Sauvage and nobody even knew about it. That is a pretty unique fragrance. It's something that not everyone has, but a couple of people actually know about. But you could definitely pull this one off. Anyone can pull this one off. Some women have sprayed this on and it smells so different. It actually can go both ways. It's actually more of a unisex fragrance, but it's more on the masculine side. Now, next one I'm going to show you, if you haven't already seen it, I accidentally flipped it past the screen, is Allure Homme Sport Oil Extreme. And this is Eau de Parfum. You can see on the back. Now this is very strong, and my mother doesn't really like it, but who cares what she thinks? It's all about me. It's all about what the women think most of the time, because some of their comments are not that encouraging. But this actually can get a good 8 hours on my skin. Even when it's dry and I touch my skin, the scent can rub off on my hand. One time a girl came by and she touched me right here on my wrist. Then she walked away, and then I seen her back there smelling her hand the whole time on the bus, and she kept smelling her hand, and then she moved it to someone else and let them smell it. And it was like, it smells kind of nice. And then she came to me right after she was getting off the bus, and she said, "That smells so good. What are you wearing?" And I was like, Allure Homme Sport. She was like, "Oh my goodness, that smells so good." I didn't get her number. She just told me it smelled good, and she walked off the bus. But this is definitely a gym scent. Matter of fact, because I train during gym period in school, and I train a lot and I sweat a lot, this actually works very good. This has a lot of ionic liquids in it. When I sweat, the more it projects, the more it starts really working. This has very good body chemistry. Definitely works for a guy like me who sweats a lot when he trains. You don't need that much of this, maybe 1, 2, 3. Matter of fact, that's all you need. 1. That's all you need. 1. And this will actually mask your body odors pretty good. And I said it'll mask it completely. If you're like me, you sweat a lot, you're going to smell very horrible. I had to go home and take a shower. Okay, now I'm going to read to you one more fragrance. And this is actually a sample. And I gotta say, I've never smelled something more so horrible in my life. Oh my God, this is horrible. Oh, I just opened the cap right here and I can already smell it. This is the most horrible fragrance I've ever smelled in my life. If you ever checked out the house of Matriarch, they have a whole line I found it Nordstrom's and I got a sample of it because I want to see how it smells. And I'm not liking this stuff. Is horrible. It smelled like something died in this. Look at the color of the juice. It's yellow. I think they actually took some cat urine and put it in here, because that's exactly what it smells like. This stuff is horrible. Oh my goodness. It smells like, wow. I challenge anyone out there to do a review on this. Jeremy Fragrance, Redolessence, Rose 8, anyone. You can, if you can get a hold of this, House of Matriarch, Trillium, really all of their fragrances is pure parfum, and it's horrible. I challenge Jeremy Fragrance and Rose 8 to do a review on this. I guarantee you their comments are not going to be good. This stuff is very horrible. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Click the like button and leave any comments below if you have any questions or concerns or corrections about this video. Let me know how this video was to you and if it was better than last time. Thank you.